Something about covering the world of sports. He is the CEO and founder of Sportsline, and he is joining us from Miami. His name is Mike Levy. Welcome, Mike.
Thanks. It's great to be here.
Good to have you here. Just before we get into talk about Sportsline, tell us what you make of ESPN, the magazine.
Well, I agree with him. We're not covering swimsuits on our internet site either.
So you think that's smart for them to stay away from that particular franchise?
Right.
All right, now tell us about Sportsline, and I want to congratulate you, first of all, because while CBS, which owns a big chunk of your stock, did not do so well covering the Winter Olympics in Japan, you all enjoyed a big, huge boost in the number of people visiting your website. Why were you able to do that?
Well, I think that the biggest reason is that we had real-time scores, we had video highlights, and it was an event that was held on the other side of the world. So for people who really wanted to keep up on what was going on when it was happening, our website was the best place to find it.
So the first rule now in terms of media, maybe of any kind, general news, weather, any kind, is to have real-time news, correct?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you can never get that from a newspaper, and even on television, you can only see what happens to be on at any given time. So with CBS covering the Winter Olympics, primarily during primetime hours in the middle of the night when a lot of events were happening in Japan, we had the up-to-the-minute results.
All right, Mike, the downside of the story out of Nagano for you was that ESPN Sports Zone, their website, was still #1 in terms of people checking out scores and events out of Japan. How do you explain that?
Well, I haven't seen, we haven't posted our numbers yet, and I don't know if they have officially yet or not either. There have been a couple of different reports out, but I can tell you that we booked $2 million in ad revenues on the Winter Olympics, and I doubt that any other website comes anywhere close to that.
Let's talk about the strategy and pulling in ad revenues, because you have achieved success with your website so far, and you are one of the very few people who've been able to do that. Do you believe in the business model that just gets you money through ad revenues?
No, we have a multifaceted revenue plan. We generate revenues from advertising and sponsorships. We have a membership program, a paid membership program. We've got fantasy leagues that are pay fantasy leagues, and we sell merchandise. And we believe that e-commerce will be a very big factor on the internet, and we intend to be the biggest player in sports.
What about this idea that there's an oversupply of information, sports as well as lots of other things?
I don't think you can get an oversupply of good information. Matchup analysis, box scores, statistics, video highlights on demand. I think all of those things are really important to sports fans, and I don't think you can have too much of it.
How will you differentiate your coverage, for instance, of the NCAA tournament from others?
I think that we'll go deeper than anyone else. As in the Olympics, we were far deeper in coverage and timeliness than any of our competitors, and we believe the same for the NCAA tournament. I'll give you an example. Last night, when the brackets were announced, we had them up before any other site. Plus, we had detailed analysis of all the teams and matchup analysis, and our competition, the only thing they could do was just get up the bare brackets in time. So we try to beat those guys speed-wise on everything, but we do a lot of things that our competition doesn't do. We have sports talk radio on our site that actually is now broadcast on about 45 actual land stations around the country. We have superstar sites built around Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, and Shaquille O'Neal, and we've expanded greatly from an international standpoint with the biggest soccer and the biggest cricket sites on the internet.
Wow. Now, you made a lot of news when you signed up a lot of these major athletes like Tiger Woods and others to have their own websites because you're paid a lot of money for them. Is it worth it, have you decided, after this amount of time?
I think it's definitely worth it for the major stars. When we launched Michael Jordan's website, we had pre-booked $500,000 in ad revenue on that site.
Wow, how many people visit Michael Jordan's website?
We do about over 1.5 million page views a month on that site. And
what about
quite a few kids.
What about Tiger Woods?
Tiger Woods is a little less traffic-wise, but we have with Tiger, and we're just getting ready to really market it in a big way. We have the exclusive rights to his on- and offline fan club, which is called Club Tiger.
Well, congratulations for being gutsy and laying out the bucks early on. I mean, recognizing that there really was a market out there. Now, tell us about CBS and their investment and your stock price, because your stock has moved from around 10.5 to over $30 a share.
Yes, that's right. Well, the CBS investment was really a key point for us because it gave us credibility to move forward. We traded off stock for television promotion in the deal. It was a deal that gave us $57 million of on-air advertising during the major sports events that CBS covers. And the deal also allowed us to preserve our URL, sportsline.com. So that was a major achievement for us. And CBS also has an option to invest $38 million in cash over a 5-year period as well, and they've already invested the first installment of that.
So you're going to have to start paying for ad time on CBS?
No, not over the first 5-year, not over the 5-year term of the agreement, which we're 1 year into right now. And our IPO took place last November, and the stock has performed well as other internet stocks have over the past several months.
Okay, just want to point out to everyone that the stock was up more than $1 today, so you're on a roll. Congratulations, Mike Levy.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. Founder and CEO of Sportsline. Wow. All right, Cam